How's everyone doing? And I think you got my answer. I'm usually at this time, precisely 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Hello, Scott, if you're still here. Hello, Marilyn, by the way. Jody Swanson, if you're still here. Hello. Tracy, thank you very much, guys, for being here. Randall, Tiffany, Little Ridge Farm, thank you for stopping by. I don't remember your first name. But then Tiffany said, hello, Mark. So I'm guessing your name is Mark. Long time no see. So see, probably Mark. Would make sense. I'm a fangirling. Yes, hit the thumbs up, everyone. Thank you, Tracy. Hello, Destiny. How are you? You're a fangirling. All right, if you find it funny, I don't understand what you're trying to say. Hello, Lewis. All right, so I'll try to remember Mark. Little Ridge Farm is Mark. All right. Anyone have planned today? I don't know if everyone is off today. For us, Good Friday is a paid holiday, and we were off. It was supposed to be a very, very busy weekend. We had a supper at my mom's because she's working on Sunday and we can't have anything. And then my brother called this afternoon and he is home with you know what. And even though it's not the same as it used to be, we're not going to purposely go in contact with each other, regardless of what he has. Someone that's sick, you just try to avoid being close to them. And so he didn't come. And so tomorrow they were celebrating my little niece's birthday. We're supposed to go over at their place and go to the pool after, but it's not going to happen. So I'm going to have to go and drop her a little present and leave after that. Sunday is Easter, and Monday, Miley has a little mini handball tournament down in Miramichi. I'm always off. Yeah, off work. Um, I would have been at work today if it wasn't for the provincial holiday. I don't know if everyone is off on Good Friday. I know I don't have to, but I am trying as hard as I can. I like saying hi to people by their first name. It shows that I care. Mark. Hello, Brian. Brian. Brian and Deb. Hello, Cell. It's almost time. We still have about a month, but it's gonna be time to go down there soon. I have my chicken order and turkey order. It's been done. I started cabbage today. It's gonna be time to start the tomatoes. The rest of the tomatoes tomorrow. Tomorrow is actually gonna be a big day. I have to go check my maple sap. It's been it wasn't really warm today. It's supposed to be warmer tomorrow, but Monday we're supposed to get in over 10 degrees Celsius. Hi for me. Hello. On sales, okay, tag everyone. Howdy, just doing our best. Thank you very much for stopping by and good evening. So you seem to know everyone by their first name, so I'm guessing just doing our best is Shirley. We are Shirley and Brian. All right, I will try to remember that. Hello, Angie. Thank you very much for stopping by. So we're still seeing a lot of videos about the icicle harvest that we did what was it, last Saturday. You guys know that it was just a prank, right? I harvested my sprouts. I did them in a mason jar by following what Annie from Back to Basics Homestead told me. Um, it didn't work as well as I would have hoped. I think next time I'm gonna plant them in the soil instead of doing mason jar. Although I tend to think that I should try a second time at least. I need to prepare my greenhouse so the plants go in during the day. Daycare for plant will open soon. Awesome. So you're gonna start going in, going out, going in, going out with the plant soon. Uh, Hello, Lynn. Not feeling great, but I wanted to give you my thumbs up. Thank you so much, Lynn. Get some rest, and I hope you feel better. A bit depressed, but we'll get through it. Don't worry. Like everybody goes through some hard times. You have my email. I've been through this. Last November, it was really hard for me. October, even. If you ever want to talk, just change your mind. You know where to find me. Well, Tracy is giving you use it for ice. It's going to keep your stuff cold. Hello, Deb. Spring workout. Need to prepare that beach body. Transporting plant. So that's how you get the beach body. I should start doing that earlier, I guess, because I'm starting to get a beer belly. Haven't been doing much sports in the past few years. I just hope that they start soccer back soon. Although, stopping at 37 and starting back at 40 um, might be dangerous for a heart attack for me. People saying hi to each other. Awesome. Yeah, I don't really have anything planned for tonight. Usually, you have something to talk about. This week went by so fast. Um, I had a job interview. Unfortunately, I didn't get the job. But I'm okay. It's not like I'm not stuck. Uh, I don't mind. Things are getting better at work. Um, More interesting for sure. There's a lot of new projects coming up. Hello, Susan. Thank you for stopping by. So it would have been um, pretty much the same salary, um, but just maybe different place would have been, different mood, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes you just need a change, and that's what I'm looking for, really. Uh, okay. Just dealing with code enforcement. All right. I wish I had a joke to tell you and try to make you laugh. Fortunately, I don't. I saw a few good ones this past week, but I'm not good at remembering jokes. So yeah, beside that, it's weird because even though it's a 4 day work week, you still have the 5 days of work to do. Um, Plus, they were missing some people yesterday, so I had to replace on the floor. I started 30 minutes earlier because boss told me I could do that whenever I'm replacing in front. It gives me at least 30 minutes to fix the the most important stuff. And I didn't have time to go for lunch. I had a meeting at 12, and it was just meeting while eating my lunch. So, and then we ended up leaving about 30 minutes later. So it's an hour and a half of overtime for me, which is not something that happens too often. Sure, I can do that, Mark, as long as I can see your face on screen. And same for everyone. If someone want to come up, Angie, Tracy, Marilyn, um, Deb, and Coffee Walks, whatever. If you want to come up here, more than welcome to have a little chat. Welcome back. So I saw your video today. I think it was a video from yesterday or the day before. You guys don't have any snow down there. You're like 3 hours away from me, and you don't have snow. Here we're still under 5 feet of snow, maybe. Hello, Mart.
Hey, how's it going?
Not bad, you.
Had better days,
Yeah.
We get through them one way or another.
Yeah, that's usually the way it goes. You can't really stop fighting for whatever you're going through. And
Yeah, I just been had a run in with code enforcement today, so it wasn't a good one.
Okay. Since you're new on my channel up here, maybe you want to introduce yourself and tell us where you're from and what you're doing, if you
Well,
want to.
Mark, my channel's Little Ridge Farm, and I just me and my daughter lost our tiny home and everything November 26th due to a fire, and we lost everything, and we've been trying to rebuild and everything, and now that I'm trying to get everything situated and talk to code, make sure everything's still good. And now it's a problem because I'm changing to taking an RV, and I'm going to actually take the siding off, put a roof on, and everything else. They want an architect and an engineer to certify it and everything, and that's going to cost me a bundle. So I don't know what to do right at the moment, but we're just trying to build a small little, homestead.
Yeah.
Tiny house, tiny animals. It's just the way we're going to do it, and that's the way I want to keep it. I don't want nothing big. Um, I'm probably the biggest thing on my homestead because I'm 6'6". So trying to build a tiny home to fit me is quite the joy.
Yeah, that sucks. There's always something putting. I don't know what's the term in English. We say it, bâton dans les roues in French. Um, putting something in your way, try to stop you from doing what you're trying to do. And
Yeah.
I had the same problem a few years back where I was told I had to get rid of my chickens. I know it's not as bad as you, but it just shows that in 2023, with the cost of everything going up, I find it insane that we can't just do our little thing and be self-sufficient. They're encouraging people to be self-sufficient, but then they're putting rules and bylaws that
Yeah.
stops you from doing it. I find it insane.
Yeah, that's what they do. I mean, when I built my tiny home, they were like, as long as it's on wheels, there's no codes, no regulations or anything. Okay. That was a few years ago. And now, because I want to take an RV and I want to take the siding off and I want to add some wood strapping to it. Excuse me. Add some wood strapping to it, take the roof off it, and put a normal roof onto it and everything. Now it's turning into an issue just because it's going to save me a whole lot of money. Because build it from scratch to turn like a regular, like my barn. I thought about turning my barn into a tiny home and everything. It's going to cost me a whole lot more. So I figured if I got an RV that was big enough and I can throw an addition onto it, I'll be good that way. But it's going to turn into a problem just because they changed their codes. I don't know exactly what the codes are changing to, other than if it's on wheels, there's no regulations. But when you're taking a RV and you're changing the manufacturing specs of load capacity on the walls and everything else, that's where the issue's coming in. Me and the code guy got into it big time today. He felt me right up his booty. I'm telling you, because I didn't let him loose one bit, you know. But he's going to get back to me in a couple days, and hopefully, by next week I'll hear from him and we'll have something figured out. But it's like everything's going downhill when I thought I was going uphill. And that's the bad part about it. I just want to keep everything simple. I'm a simple guy. I'm raising a 10-year-old daughter, and, everything I do is for her. And it's like there's always a blockade somewhere that I have to hurdle over, and it's just a nightmare. And I know when I get he's like, you got to get an architect and an engineer to make sure this place is structurally sound. I know that's going to cost me over $5,000, easy, and I can't afford that.
No, I can't blame you. I mean, if I was asked to pay $5,000 tomorrow, I wouldn't be able to do it either.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel for you because I know exactly how you feel.
It's rough. I mean, hey, welcome everybody in chat. MB Heritage Farm, great channel. T-Han, good channel as well. I don't know everybody in chat, I'm sure. Canadian Family Life, I know them as well. I mean, everybody's got great channels, and everybody should go over and support everybody as much as possible. I'm hoping to get MB Heritage Farm over on my channel here sooner or later. They're busy, but I do a lot of interviews and everything on my channel. So if anybody wants to, be interviewed, you got a little homestead, doing a tiny home, get a hold of me and we'll get connected and hook you up with a live stream.
Awesome. So the invite is out if anyone wants to be a guest. When are you live usually?
I like to do my live interviews like on Monday nights at 8:00 if possible. But I will work with anybody's schedule, because I know everybody has a different schedule and everything. Some people can only do it on weekends and so on and so forth, and I'm fine with that. So I go live pretty much whenever I feel up to it, unless it's a scheduled thing with another channel, then it's scheduled with their lifestyle, because my schedule is pretty much open.
Okay. A question for you: would it be cheaper for house trailer?
No, because to have a mobile home brought in here is gonna, if you buy one, you want a decent one. So you say you're gonna spend $15,000 on a decent mobile home, and then to get it moved here, you got to have a concrete pad put in, which is about $5,000, and then on top of that, it's another $10,000 to $15,000 to have it moved. So you're looking at like $40,000 just to have something set up on a mobile home. And the only reason why I know that is because my brother's trying to get my mom's trailer moved up here on this property, and the pad and everything's already there, and I know what it's all going to cost in the long run. I mean, I've looked into free mobile homes and everything and redoing everything inside and all that, and it's still going to cost me a bundle to do it. So doing an RV, taking the siding off, adding more strapping, taking the insulation out, adding electricity where I need it for heating and so on and so forth, because RVs don't have the best insulation. They don't have the best electric. So I wanted to change all that as much as possible, do the spray foam, put siding back on it, and then I wanted to put a new roof over it because I'm in New York. So winter weather, you really need to make sure that everything's tightened up really good to keep it heated. And, because of my 10-year-old daughter, I need to make sure that's all done. but I also need to make sure that everything's safe through code, so that everything is safe for her and her mother don't have an issue, and CPS don't have an issue as well.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna take a quick second to just say good evening to Gardner Josh and Heritage Farms, and I saw Patrick as well coming here. You in the state of New York?
Yeah.
Okay. Tracy TN141 is in that area also. I know it
Yeah.
can be big. I don't know.
Yeah. Tracy's like a couple hours from me. I'm in the Watkins Glen area. I'm right next to the racetrack.
Okay. So Magellan shared your channel. Anyone, if you want to go and show them some love, here's a link. John Vulture.
Yeah, I get over to Tracy's channel once in a while. It's kind of hard to jump around the channel to channel, but I do my best to get around to everybody.
Yeah, it's tough. Even for me, I was off today. I was hoping to be able to catch up on some of my good friends, and turned out that I didn't watch that much. You try to support everyone. You try to be, uh, you know, adding comments, giving the thumbs up, watching the whole video. Sometimes it's just impossible. You put the video on, give a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do something else, go start supper or go to the bathroom, and then you come back, and it's like, if you want to watch another video, it is what it is, right? Like, we can't do
Yeah,
it.
I mean, we're all human, you know. We're not robots. We can only do so much, and that's all there is to it, you know. I mean, it's like Tracy just said here. Yeah, I'm in New York too. A roof is a necessity for the snow load, and exactly, and that's my biggest concern. And that's why I talk to Code about everything. Um, I mean, I know I can make it strong enough because I am a carpenter by trade, and I can build a house from the ground up. I can do just about anything in a house except for the electrical part. The electrical part I leave up to the professionals. Um, but I mean, other than that, I can do pretty much anything else. You know, trying to talk Code into that's a whole nother story, though. They have their rules they have to go by, which is understandable, even though we lose our tempers with them and everything. Um, but they have their regulations they have to follow, which is, you know, by their codes. So they have to follow those, and we have to follow them as well. You know, and it does suck in a lot of ways.
Yeah, definitely. Deb's sister is near Darren Center, New York.
Yeah, that's like probably an hour and a half from me.
Okay, cool. They get some crazy snow, and a lot of people got the bad storm here in Canada. I don't know if you guys got anything in the States. I know Annie from Back to Basics Homestead was still out of power yesterday, and I think they got the power during the day, and then she was still out of internet for pretty much the whole day today. Quite a few, well, a little bit of damage, nothing major, but you want to be prepared in those situations. And hello, Gail, Fisherman 506. Thank you very much for stopping by. Tammy Rebel Canners, thank you very much for stopping by. So you said you had a little barn. What kind of animals do you have on your property?
Well, the thing is, I didn't have any animals yet, which is, you know, kind of a blessing in a lot of ways. Um, we were getting our tiny home to a certain point to where, all right, this is how we can live. We can add on a little bit as we go along. Um, I didn't have no insurance on my house, and that was a sad part. Um, they were saying I had to get it to like 90% done before they would insure it because it's a tiny home. It's completely different than like a full blown house if you build it. And I had a hard time finding an insurance company that would actually cover it because it's not ANSI certified and everything else. And the ANSI certification, if for those that don't know, is for anybody that has like an RV, um, uh, a park model, or anything like that. And a lot of your tiny homes go through the ANSI certification. because I built it myself. It was really difficult because I wasn't able to go through those certifications. Um, but I did find an insurance company that said it would cover me as long as I was 90% done, and we were really close to 90% done onto it when I lost it. So when we lost everything, I mean, we lost everything. There was no coverage whatsoever. And that was the sad part of it. Um, and my daughter, she's 10 years old, and she helped me design the house. She picked out everything that she possibly could, and I just kind of put it into place. And that meant a lot to me, you know.
Mhm.
I mean, that's a big thing, if somebody loves their kid that much, and you would actually understand how I feel. Um, and my she's my world, Um,
Oh yeah.
but I had my barn, which was a carport. It was a metal carport I bought, and I made my monthly payments on that. And I lived in that with tarps on both ends, me and my daughter, for 6 months. And it was rough. It was really rough. But we did it, to be able to build our tiny home, save money without paying rent. And once I got everything into the tiny home, then I was able to close up the ends on my barn, which I have videos out on that, where I did the board and bat and had sliding glass doors, windows, and a separate door as well. And I was going to put my office out there, my office studio, I should say. And I was putting my quail out there and my rabbits out there. I built my cages and everything, and we were just getting ready to, get the quail in there and the rabbits in there when I lost everything. And I'm like, I can't do it now, because every dollar that comes in has to go to rebuilding a new house, and that hurt. That hurt a lot.
Oh yeah. I I can't imagine starting from scratch. And it's like you said, if it's something that you design with your daughter, it's more than just a house. Like it's a home, and it's even more than just a home. It makes
Yep.
it so much more personal. I mean, I bought
Yeah,
this
it's a lot of
place.
memories. A lot of
Yeah,
memories gone. I mean, I remember the screws my daughter put in, I remember the boards that she cut with the saw. I mean, yeah, she's 10 years old, but I was there supervising her on every little bit of it. And, that's a memory. That's a memory I'll never forget. But when I look at that wall, it's not there no more.
yeah. I hear something in the background.
I
Is
mean,
that you? Is that
no,
me?
it's probably my cell phone going off. Um,
I just wanted to be sure it wasn't something playing that I forgot on.
yeah, I got, a couple other or another channel playing over on my phone. So I try to support everybody as much as I can. I mean, when I was in my tiny home, it was last February. I lost my mom, and I got a little bit of inheritance. So I bought a three-screen computer with the microphone and everything. I mean, it was like almost $2,000 worth of stuff. And I started my studio and everything, and I lost that all in my home, and that hurt a lot, losing that. Um, but I know I'll get it back. It really hurts that I lost all that, because now I'm down to my daughter's laptop that I got her, from the inheritance, and my cell phone. So, I mean, before we were running, the three screens and my laptop and the phone, trying to help everybody out. Now it's very limited.
Yeah, I I have a computer behind me doing the same thing, and I
Right.
have a laptop in my bedroom. Plus, I try to log in on my work computer and play some more videos there. Like I can't be physically in front of the computer for everyone,
Yeah.
but I try to at least show
Yeah.
some
We
love.
do our best, I
Yeah,
mean, it's like Shirley at Just Doing Our Best. She's got a great channel, and that woman's got a heart of gold. She's helped us out a lot, and she's still trying to help us, and I appreciate her so much.
Life in the Valley, Thomas, if I'm not mistaken. saying hi. What happened to the good old days? Don't know if that's a question for you.
Well,
Oh, no.
the good old days. I mean, they're still there. It's just everybody's got to keep fighting for them. When people give up the fight, then you lose all that.
We are now in the decline of life we have had. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we're heading back to the way our grandparents used to live and our grandparents used to live. And it's hard on the society because everyone now is used to those little gadgets, the cell phone, the internet, the movie, going to the movies, going to the takeout. Everyone needs a car now. Everyone want to do the same thing as your neighbor, and we'll have to realize at some point that we have to go back to the basics. And I think this is what most of us here in the chat are doing, trying to raise our own food, raise our own animals, grow our own food, and that's where we're going to have to go back to.
Yeah. Yeah, and, a lot of people want to keep it simple, kind of like I do, small animals. I have friends that raise beef and they raise hogs, so I really don't need beef and I don't need hog because they don't have quail, they don't have rabbits, they don't have chickens, they don't have ducks, so we can do a trade and barter off that way. Um, so if I need beef for my daughter's tacos or whatever, I can get it. If I need a good steak, I can get it. Just trade them some meat, from what I have, and that's what we all got to do.
Yep. And you're right, Tracy. It's going to be hard. Um, a lot of people are going to get hurt, either mentally or financially. I mean, mankind is is known to be able to strive when times are getting hard, and we're gonna make it. It's just a matter of how and when. We might be on our knees on the other side, but we have to work together, and this is the best time for someone to start a homestead if it's not already done. The best time would have been last year and the year before. If you're not there yet, best time, second best time is now. We keep saying plant trees, start a garden, get some animals if you can. It's getting harder. And I told, like, I have a new boss at work, and we were talking. I'm like, I think I'm the only one in Canada that's now paying less for grocery after the inflation just because of all the stuff I was able to grow. And it makes a huge difference. Even if you just go grow carrots, even if it's only $2 a week you're saving, it's $2 a week you're saving. Every little bit counts. Just do a little bit. Have some chickens, have some rabbits. If you can't, rabbits usually is something that a lot of people can have. Garden is something that's very easy to get. Start foraging, start, making connections with your neighbors and grow as much food as you can.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what everybody's trying to do, raise what they can and be a little bit more self-sufficient.
Yep. What kind of property do you have? Do you have a lot of acres or?
Um, it's a family property. We bought 48 acres, but it's me, my sister, and two of my brothers, and we just got it surveyed off because we ended up selling like 18 acres, which is a field that attaches to a farmer's property. And that was sold, I don't know, a year ago, I think it was. But now I'm at like 2.5 acres. We narrowed it down so everybody gets like 2.5 acre lots because code is like you got to have 2 acres. We're just like, okay, we need this section, this section, this section, but we still have, I don't know, it's probably close to 20 acres that we all split up, have to pay the taxes on it. We've thought about maybe selling it. I don't want to sell it because that's where our gravel pit is, and that's our wooded area.
Yeah.
So if we need wood, it's there. If we need gravel, it's there. And we also have a lot of friends that come down and they take gravel out of there. So every 2 loads they take, they bring us a load where we want it. So
Yeah.
that works out nice there. Um,
Nice.
I mean, but there's probably 30 acres, between the four of us anyhow now.
Okay, so you have a lot of space where you can just go hunt and forage and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can hunt if you want to. You can forage if you want to. We use it mostly for like hiking. Just go for walks. And my brother has a 4-wheeler, so he maintains the trails with that. And I have a buddy that has a excavator and a skid steer that comes down, so he hunts it every year for right around November, October. So I mean, it's there. If we need wood, it's there. Um, and my buddy with the skid steer and excavator, sometimes he'll come down and be like, "Hey, can I take this tree and this tree and pay you guys so much?" We're like, "You know what? Just take it because you do so much for us with the equipment." Um, Anything that's going to save us from renting equipment is a plus.
Yeah, and trading service for
Yeah.
anything like these days, it's priceless.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw Serge in the chat earlier. He allowed me to bring my barn on his property, and funny thing is, he lives about 10-15 minutes the other way. He has a land here 4 minutes away from my place, and what he wants to do is use that land to start a homestead at some point. He keeps saying that this is his retirement plan, and I have my barn there, my animals. He's building this huge garden. He's been helping me so much, and hopefully he'll be able to live his dream and have a nice little quiet retirement there. But
Right. I mean, it's like, we were just getting ready to start the quail and the rabbits and the chickens. And, that was going to start my compost for the following year with my garden and everything. And, that put a stop right to it when I lost our house. So now it's just a matter of building back up to get to where we wanted to be.
yeah, and you can't get lumber. Well, I don't know the bylaws in the states. Here in New Brunswick, you can't even go out and cut your own lumbers. It has to be like certified and purchased somewhere that certify all the wood. My dad has 75 acres. We can't go on his property and cut our own wood and build anything. It's illegal. We can't do it.
Yeah, that's crazy because, it's like we bought this property and, well, before we bought it, I walked it and everything. I was like, I think we can get part of our money back from this just by logging it. And I had a logging company come in and look at it, and they're like, "Yeah, you can get your money back." I was like, "Okay." We had them come in, they logged it out, and we got almost all of our money back that we paid for this property. So it was an actually free property, between the four of us.
Nice. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
that was a big plus. My family was a little bit hesitant on it. I was like, "Listen, you're getting 50 acres for almost nothing." I think we forked out maybe 10 grand at the end. So it
Wow.
was worth it between the four of us.
Nice. Well, at least you got that part covered. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Hello, Amanda. Thank you very much for stopping by. So, beside the little issue you're running into, you know what's coming in the future for Little Ridge Farm? It's probably a tough one
Yeah,
considering.
that's a tough one because pretty much what code says is kind of what my future is bringing. Um, you know, like I said, I could take my barn and I could turn that into a house. Um, but it would cost me so much with the spray foam insulation, adding 12 or 16 feet onto that. So everything's on one floor. Putting it on a trailer, which is a mobile home trailer, is what I would put it on. Then you got to put the deck down, all the electric and the plumbing and stuff. And it would cost me, a good penny. Um, Doing the RV thing, it just everything inside was already done. So taking the siding off from it, taking the insulation out of it, adding the electric that I needed to be 120, 240 where I needed it, it could be done. And then having it spray foam and putting new siding on and a new roof over it would be a whole lot cheaper. So where my future is going, I don't know right now. I mean, it's kind of up in the air because code has really stuck it to me. After today, um, my plans that I had were pretty much shot down, and I told him, I said, all I'm doing is taking the siding off. I'm adding 3/4 of an inch on each side, putting the spray foam into it. It's going to make it even stronger than it was, and I'm doing the 2x6 roofing instead of a 2x2 roofing. Um, so he's pretty much going back to his office and he's going to try and figure it all out, talk to people, and we're going to go from there. The way I look at it, it's going to be stronger than, the manufacturer made it. Uh, I mean, it's still going to be 8 foot wide. It's still going to have an RV title. It's just going to weigh a little bit more. If I have to take it to get weighed, I'll take it to get weighed. I'll put the lights all back around it, which I already planned on doing, sticking the running lights and the tail lights and everything back onto it, just like it was an RV, so it's still titled. But I'm not sure if Code's going to fly by that. I'm sure he felt me right up his buttocks today. I'm telling you. I didn't cut him no slack, and I let him have it. I let him have it real good. That might go against me, but I hope it don't.
Those inspectors, I mean, like we were just talking about how here we need to buy wood from a certified place. My uncle's been, um, doing his own lumber. He's having, like, he has a mill. He's been doing his own stuff for the past, I don't know, 30, 40 years. He's got the experience, he's got the knowledge, he's got all the licensing you need. And yet, here he has to get everything um, checked by someone else. So he ended up with my grandfather's little camp, and he wanted to do some renovations on it, and he wanted to expand. It's a small camp in the middle of nowhere. He started, like, he made holes in the roof. He wanted to build it up from, like, on the side and go higher and go wider. And the inspector apparently happened to pass in that wooded area where no cars ever go, and my uncle had to remove everything that was done. I mean, he had a hole in his roof, and he had to go back. Like, I, it hurts. It really hurts, and I can't imagine when you're trying to build a house or a home to run into those issues. I mean, my uncle ended up getting a license because all he needed was a license, but it's $50 for a license. Basically, it's just like tax. They're just giving you a little piece of paper for $50 telling you that you're allowed to do whatever you want. I don't know if it's that bad in your place, but I don't know. It's hard to explain sometimes what people are thinking. If it was me, I mean, it was just like, as long as you, like, what's the word? Um, it's your own problem if something happens, right? You want to build your own house, your own home.
Yep.
If it falls under the snow, it falls under the snow. It's kind of, you know, not. I don't want to say who cares if something happens to you, but I want to, like, you build your own stuff, and if you make a mistake while building it, well, it's your fault.
Yeah,
I
it's not on you. Exactly.
Yeah, like, I get if you want to have insurance, the insurance company might have to go and check to make sure everything is um, fine. Now, is just like, I don't understand why someone somewhere has to decide whether this is acceptable or not, even though it's probably stronger than what he's recommending that you do. That's just a part I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. You know, if you build something and you want it to make it your home, you should make it your home. If it falls in, it comes back on you. You know, you don't have no insurance or nothing on this. It don't cost nobody anything but yourself, and that's how I look at it. Um, you know, like I said, you know, I know how to build a house from ground up, so I know I'm going to make it structurally sound. It's going to be safe for my kid. You know, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
But codes are codes, you know, and the codes have changed here because I live in a tourist area and there's a lot of tiny homes going in all around us. Whether they're Airbnbs, which is a big thing right now, Airbnbs are going everywhere around the lake. Um, I think if it wasn't for that, it wouldn't be so much of an issue. But because I'm in a tourist area, it's going to be that way.
Mm.
So everything has changed since, you know, from when I built my tiny home from the start.
And I how can I say that? Like, I know what you're going through. Like, I haven't been through the same thing you're going through right now, so I can't say I understand the part where you lose everything and you have to start over. I'm sure that having your daughter there some days can probably help you out, and some other days maybe it's breaking your heart a little bit more.
Yeah,
How is she?
when my daughter is with me, I don't have a care in the world. You know, she's my life, and she's my happiness. She's my joy. I mean, she's everything. And anybody that knows her, like, you know, just doing our best. She knows her, and she's she's my world. You know, I don't have a care in the world when she's with me. When she's gone, that's when everything's like it comes back, and it's like okay, now reality sets in. You know, when she's with her mom, it kills me. She doesn't want to be over there with her mom. She'd rather be with me, and I do everything I can to make everything as joyful and as pleasant as possible when she's with me.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and can't imagine can't imagine what you're going through.
Yeah, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, I mean, my daughter's my life. If it wasn't for her, I have no idea where I would be right now. I honestly don't.
Well, if that's one thing that keeps you going, hold on to it. Hold on to her.
Yeah, she does. She keeps me going. I mean, 10 years ago, you know, I mean, when she came in, well, I would say 11 years ago when she came into my life, it was like the best thing that ever happened to me. It took me about a year and a half, 2 years to realize that she was the best thing that happened to me. And I was a drinker back then. I would drink a 30 pack of beer a day. Um, I would drink a half bottle of Crown a day. And I realized that there was more to life because of her. And I quit drinking, you know, beer and liquor. I drink a little bit of wine now and then because I only drink so much wine. You know, a couple glasses is like, oh, I'm done. You know, it's like drinking Kool Aid. I can't do it. Um, but you know, she changed my life, and she's everything to me. If I lose her, I don't know where I would end up. Like I said, if she wasn't in my life, I have no idea where I would be right now because I was on a bad road then.
It happens. It happens to a lot of people. You know,
Yeah,
you're going the wrong direction, and suddenly you have a kid in your life, and it's like, oh, I have to change my ways. And yeah, kids will do that.
Hey,
Um,
thanks for subbing. Anybody that connects with me, I'll support you every way I can. I might not be there all the time, but I'll be there when I can be. Uh, T Han, he knows I'm not over there all the time, but I'm there when I can be.
Paying for permission in New York costs a lot more than $50.
Yeah.
Yeah, life is not getting easier. We thought, well, as I say we, but I mean the humans thought that by getting like all those new gadgets would make life easier. We now have a phone that can be a camera, that can be um a computer, taking pictures, sending emails, calling, seeing someone face to face. It's supposed to make everything easier, but life is not getting easier. It's not. I really feel for what you're going through. You bought our place, got settled, and lost it all to a hurricane. Now we are doing what we can to rebuild a home from ground up in temp at the moment now. ATM now.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that other than, my feelings are if you buy something in a hurricane area, you're just asking for it. Um, I wouldn't do it. That's me, personally. It's like buying something in a flood zone. I wouldn't do that. I like being up in the mountains a little bit. And, I mean, each to their own. I mean, there's plenty of places you can buy property, but sometimes the property gets high, and that's where that government comes in, the county comes in, tourist areas come in, and they raise the prices on everything you want to do. So sometimes you have to settle, and I understand. You gotta take what you get.
Yeah, sometimes you don't always decide um, how things turn out. Eh, I saw a few houses before I bought this one here, and I figured, if I get this one, I can raise a family here. There was a nice property. Every time I look at the papers, I seem to find some different numbers. It's either just a little bit over or just a little bit under an acre, which is fine. I mean, the kids can go out and run and have fun. And, I was hoping that this would be the house that I would be happy with my kids, with my family. Um, Unfortunately, I had one neighbor that decided that it wasn't going to happen the way I wanted to. And it sucks because instead of coming to me first and telling me, like, I don't like you having this, I don't like you doing that, they went in my back and filed a complaint against me.
Right?
And I think that's the one thing I hate the most is if you have something to say to me, just come to me. We'll talk. I'm not saying we're going to agree on everything, but we can talk.
Yeah,
Talk
exactly.
doesn't hurt
I'll,
anyone.
I'll be right back, but I'll hear you.
All right. Like it's and now that person that filed a complaint against me is the one that seemed to be pissed at me for what happened. But I mean, I have a nice property. I had two pigs that were way back there. Maybe like a few, maybe like not even 100 feet away from agricultural zone. So if they were 100 feet away further back, they would have been fine. The only problem is that property is not mine. But it just shows that if people that have the property behind my house, if they wanted to put pigs there, they could. And from what I heard from other neighbors, they heard her complaining about the smell. Um, I guess the smell did not even come from my pigs. The smell came from someone, adding manure to their field. Um, and the wind was just blowing everything our way. So it sucks. And now
Right.
she's the one that's pissed at me. So I don't understand why she's pissed at me. She's the one that went behind my back. Our place right now is just attempt to stay in as we build. Okay. Good luck, Amanda. I really hope that you can settle down and fix all the issues you have. Rochelle popping in, say hi, quick thumbs up. Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome in.
People
Yeah, I
say-
mean, it's always somebody. I mean, if you live real close to a neighbor, they're going to complain about a smell, whether you have animals or not. I mean, you can burn trash or whatever, and they're going to complain. It don't matter.
Take care, Marilyn. And see, like I had an issue at some point with my neighbor's dog. Well, dogs, because he had two dogs that kept coming here. The kids were afraid of dog. My youngest son got bit in the face by a dog, so you can understand that he's really he's just starting to get over it now. He was 4 or 5 years old. Um, I think one of the dog was a Labrador, black Labrador, and the other one I don't really remember what it was. Like they're not bad dogs, but the kid is afraid to go outside, and the dogs were always here, pooping all over my property. I had poop on my steps. You get out of the house to go to work, and you walk in, dogs poop. It's not my dog because I have a dog that's about this big. The poop is about this big, not a big puddle of poop,
Right.
And I talked to him at some point, and like at first he got pissed at me because he thought that I had something against his dog, and it took a while for us to be able to talk to each other again. And I told him, I'm like, man, look, I didn't file a complaint against you. I just asked you to keep your dogs on your property because they're coming here and scaring my children. I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. That you tie your dogs or you put them outside and they leave without you noticing. Like I get that. Uh, but if I go to bed at night and I know there's no poop there because I put my dog out and then bring him back in, and the next morning at 7 a.m. I get up and there's poop there, I know your dog was alone outside. Like, don't tell me that you were watching your dog from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Your dog came on my property. I know it's your dog. I can see the tracks going right at your property, especially in the winter. And I like I said, I understand they can leave sometimes. You can't always watch them 24/7, or even if you're watching them, you turn your eyes for a few seconds and they're gone. But you have to do something to keep them on your property. And eventually things worked out, and he was happy that like, he realized that I didn't do anything wrong. I just told him that I didn't want this dog on my property. And to me, communication is the key. Just if you have an issue with someone, talk with that person. That's it.
Right. That's what I tell everybody. You got a problem with me or something, just come see me.
Yeah,
But they don't.
you can't please everyone.
Because I'm 6'6" and tattooed, everybody gets scared. I don't know what it is. I'm like a big teddy bear. I mean, I've got a heart of gold. So, but they just think I ain't going over there to talk to him, but it is what it is. So,
Yeah.
and I tell everybody all the time, you got a problem with me, come talk to me. Don't talk behind my back because that's going to make me mad.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah, exactly. Come talk to me to face, and we'll work stuff out. If we can't, we can't. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
Brandon Gardner, good to see you.
Yeah, got 15 people watching, 22 thumbs up. So some people came and went, which is cool. Marilyn is gone.
If anybody wants to help me and my daughter out, we have you can go. I have everything on my about section. GoFundMe, PayPal, Cash App, a Zelle. If you don't want to do that, you can go over to Square County Homestead, and go into their about section and everything. You can go to their store. You can order a shirt. It's a little, and at the checkout section in the comments, just put Little Ridge Farm as your promo code, and all the proceeds come to us. If you order one of their shirts, we get 20%. So if anybody wants to help us out, they can.
Awesome. Hello, Glenda. Been lurking, just stopping in to say hi. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I've had a lot of channels trying to help us out. Simply Jan Homestead. She started a GoFundMe. Steve over at Backwoods Misfit, he did the fundraiser and stuff, and we gave away a bunch of prizes and everything for those that donated to the GoFundMe. We only got like a month left of the GoFundMe. Everybody's like trying to promote and help us out as much as possible, and I appreciate everybody that's been helping more than you can even imagine, and it really touches my heart.
Let's see. Let me just check. I think it's this. All right. So there you go. It's not much, but I just made a small donation. And if anyone else, let me just share the About page. I know times are hard for everyone, but I think everyone can, at least, like, if you can't help financially, like, I keep saying, go subscribe, watch the videos, try to get videos at the channel out there. Uh, by watching, by sharing, we can get some people to subscribe, and that's going to help on the long run as well. If you can get monetized by the end of a month or two, or at least by the end of the year, hopefully it's before that, but that's it. That's also helping. And I just made a donation. That's trying to support, just trying to do my best, I guess.
Yeah, I appreciate it. There's a lot of channels that, they can't afford $1 or whatever, but they share it out. Just anything, it all helps one way or another. Everybody's like, sending you my prayers. Prayers, prayers are great, but they only go so far. We've gotten so many prayers that it's not really helping as much as we want, but we still pray on it. We still look forward to, the future, no matter what. And it's hard. If you have not been through this like we have been, you have no idea what it's like. You really don't. It has destroyed me. Because every time we had one in our house and everything, but we still keep fighting, keep pushing forward. That's what we got to do. If not, I'm going to end up homeless on the streets, and I don't want that. Everything I do is for my daughter. Like I said, she's my world.
Yeah, it's really touching. I totally understand like I said, I can't understand exactly what you're going through, but the feelings you have for your daughter and trying to do your best for her, that part I understand. I want to thank you for being here, sharing your story, and I encourage people to go and subscribe, watch your videos. If you can help financially, that's fine. If not, show some support. There are other ways to support. I'm out of the loop and was away from the live because of my outage. What happened?
Yeah, support comes in so many ways. Sharing out my videos, jumping in the chat, joining in, hitting the like, sharing them out. I mean, just trying to help the best way you can. If that's all you can do, that's great. I mean, if you can afford $1, $5, $10, or whatever, all the support helps. Uh, I mean, we've raised some money, but we haven't raised enough, to do what we want to do. Especially now that code really kind of put a damper in everything. I'm not sure where that's going to go, but we are definitely still fighting no matter what we do.
That's the way to go. Angie was asking, she was away for a little while, asking what happened.
Me and my daughter lost our house November 26th. When we lost our house, we lost everything. We lived in a carport for 6 months, and I had a tarp on both ends, compost toilet with a little bit of a tarp, blocking off the bathroom area, and we had a bedroom area with a couch and a TV. We had a microwave. I had to run everything off a generator, take my showers outside. Uh, that's how I lived for 6 months. It was cold a few months. I actually have pictures of me in a hoodie and a hat and everything. That's how I slept because it got cold. Uh, when it was really cold, she stayed at her mom's or my mom's house when my mom was alive. But um, then we built our tiny home. Um, got it closed in enough to where we were warm enough. And then I worked on getting the bathroom done, which was priority, and getting water to the kitchen area. Uh, I mean, just everything was in stages by priority. I could live without walls, whatever, just as long as it was insulated. I had a place to sleep and it was warm. I had running water, compost toilet. Um, we did have a shower. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was tough, but we did what we had to do, and we worked ourselves up to where, she had her room, I had mine room. We had the living room, kitchen, bathroom. We just had to finish it up. Uh, and then we ended up losing everything before we got it finished. So now it's a matter of rebuilding. Uh, I'm in upstate New York.
Welcome back, Scott. All right. I've had a rough, well, not a rough, but a long week. Um, I didn't plan to go live tonight. Actually, I had a supper with my family, and now I'm gonna go spend some time with the family a little bit. I want to thank you so much for being here, um, and I want to wish you the best of luck. And I will keep following your journey, and things are gonna work out.
Yeah, hopefully everybody follows along. I mean, if you're trying to be off grid or trying to live a simple life, my channel's the one to follow. I do interviews. People living, turning their houses from sheds to homes. They live in a tiny home or just starting a homestead. I try to interview everybody I can, that's in that category. So everybody might learn a little bit of something.
Awesome. So you got the call people in the chat. If you want to be a guest on one of his live stream, send him a message, and you can get that worked out. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. Happy Easter, and I will see you next time. Take care.
All right. Thanks everybody, and thanks for having me up here, Rem. I appreciate it. Rambling with the Brums, he pops in here, and he's you know, he's got a great channel too.
Angie saying that they're currently in a barn, in a trailer, trying to build a home as well.
Yeah, I know the heartache, and I know what it feels like. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us and joining in chat, having a good time. Just join my channel if you want to know more and follow along. Rem's got a great channel, and enjoy that as well.
Thank you. All right. Take care, everyone.
All right, later, everybody.